Michelle Randolph Faires. I'm with Honky-Tonk Heaven, and I'm a producer.
I'm James White. I'm the owner of the Broken Spoke. I've been in business over 50 years, and it's a honky-tonk.
I'm Brenda Mitchell. I'm a co-producer and also co-director of the film. Honky-Tonk Heaven is the name of our film.
Okay, first question. What drove you guys to make this film?
It's Brenda's idea. She came up there and she was wanting to go ahead and make a story about the Broken Spoke and tell them what you had on your mind there.
Well, I grew up in Texas, going to dance halls all over Central Texas, and I realized how very important the Broken Spoke was. And when the apartment complexes started coming up, Austin's growing, and I realized it was so important to document this very, very special honky-tonk and dance hall. So we did it.
Okay. Now, the Broken Spoke is world famous, okay? In Austin, everybody knows where it is. All right, I was telling somebody earlier, I could drive you exactly to where it is. I am no doubt I know exactly where it is because it used to be, I think, nickel pitcher, quarter pitcher night 30 years ago.
We did a nickel beer night.
Yeah.
10-cent bottle beer night years ago. But when I opened up in 1964, beer was 2 bits a bottle, 25 cents a bottle, and I'd pop them just as fast as I could pop them. I worked about 16 hours a day, but thank goodness I don't have to work 16 hours a day anymore, but it was a good time, and I never looked back. I got out of the Army and I visualized a place like no other. When I got it built, I named it the Broken Spoke.
Now, country music, when you first started, was pretty much a small niche market. Then it expanded over the years and it became a blowout with Urban Cowboy and Gillies. Then it went down again, and now it's back and it's explosion again with country. How can you explain that?
Well, in my place of business, the Broken Spoke, my biggest thing is I never change anything. I never want to change anything. We're what a honky-tonk is supposed to be like. And sometimes I just get up on the stage and I'll say, welcome to the Broken Spoke, the last of the true Texas dance halls, and darn sure proud of it. And the good news is I ain't going to change nothing. But it's just, I want to give people cold beer. I want to give them food and beer at reasonable prices. And I like to treat people like I want to get treated when I go to other establishments like that. But the Broken Spoke is special. It's nothing fancy. People come from all the world to be there, and they've got enough money where they can go wherever they want to go. But thank goodness they choose to come to the Broken Spoke.
I personally think because of we're in such a high-tech world, people gravitate to the places like the Broken Spoke. Country music, dancing also, and country music in general speaks to the heart. And so I think these days people are just looking for a genuine experience, and that's what James and Annetta offer at the Broken Spoke. So that's part of why it's so hugely popular and why we wanted to make a film about it.
And there's also a family component to it, I think. When we're talking about country music really is a backbone of American culture. And so I think people return to that. They want to return to those roots, and that's something that the Spoke has seamlessly done. They've not tried to do anything else. And you can see kids up at the Broken Spoke. I mean, you see people up there. We have an artist, Pauline Reese, who has a great quote in our film that says, there's not many places that you can bring your family to, your baby.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's the Whites keep it very family friendly.
Now, you've had thousands and thousands of people play at your bar. Who is your personal favorite, and who was the biggest get where you were standing there going, oh my God, that person is playing at my bar?
Well, it probably goes back to Willie Nelson. I've been booking Willie Nelson since he had short hair, clean shaven, and he just used to wear a sports coat out there, and but he's still the same Willie Nelson that he was when I first booked him back in 1967. And, you know, I had George Strait out there in 1975. I had him for 7 years. But I still get Willie Nelson. He'd still come to the Broken Spoke, and he likes it because he feels at home there. And we got a mom and pop operation. My wife Annetta just works all the time. So I kiddingly say that my wife is working half the family, and I'm in charge of BS and PR. But it's a good thing. And we ain't changing nothing, right?
But you didn't answer. Who's the one you kind of went, oh my gosh, he's here?
Oh, probably Bob Wills. You know, Bob Wills, I was a big Bob Wills when he, my family, you know, it was a family name in my house. And when I got a chance to book Bob Wills, I thought I was really something. And everybody at the bar, they didn't think I knew what I was talking about, because I was 25 years old. And I said, well, I got Bob Wills, and they just was very impressed with that. When he walked in, he had a cigar in his mouth, had his fiddle on his arm, cowboy hat on, and they started whispering and said, man, that's Bob Wills. And that's my first big star I booked at the Broken Spoke, 1966, Bob Wills, Texas Playboys.
Now, when you first started, UT was a much different place than it is today. How much has the college changed the town, and especially your business?
Well, I always say to people that I love Austin, Texas. I don't like the traffic and I don't like the taxes, but I'm not moving. I'm not going to live any other place but Austin, Texas. And I'm real proud of Texas. But, you know, we get a lot of UT parties. A lot of people do come out there from the University of Texas. And we started getting people from different countries because of the University of Texas. They'd have visitors. They'd have people that live in other countries. And so now we've had people from all over the world have come there to film, and it never ceases to amaze me because it's just a red rustic old building with a dirt parking lot. It's nothing fancy, but it's down home, it's real, and they know it's real. When they come there, this is what they expect Texas to be like, the Broken Spoke. They know darn good and well they're not at Carnegie Hall, they're at a Honky-Tonk.
Now, what was the most interesting aspect when you made the film that you discovered from doing the research on the Broken Spoke? What was the most interesting part?
Well, there's so many surprises we had, but one of the most fun things that we found is how many people got married at the Broken Spoke, got engaged at the Broken Spoke. But seriously, one of the things that I really appreciated most was the devotion of the musicians. I mean, the musicians would do anything for James and Annetta and the Spoke. They realize what a sacred place it is, and so that was made the film making easy for us. And I guess that's it.
Now, there's been so many honky-tonks that have come and gone over the years. I mean, even Urban Cowboy Gillies is no longer there because it got too big, too fast, and they didn't put their money away. How can you explain the longevity of the Broken Spoke? How in the world has it gone on since the 60s?
Well, it's basically, it's my love of country music. And we not only serve drinks there, we have a mixed beverage permit. We teach them how to dance country music out there. And then we have a lot of private parties that come out there. And we just keep on doing what we're doing. And I never have really went away from basically down home, mom and pop, place to come out where we make them feel welcome. And it's easy for us to do, and it's a heartfelt for us. And I shake a lot of hands, and I mean it when I shake their hand. I am glad that they do come out to see us. I appreciate their business, and I think they know. And when I started building the Broken Spoke, I think I had every drunk in South Austin work on it. But the good thing is, those drunks, they became my customers out there, and they was loyal customers. They're there every day. But since then, that's been over 50 years ago. Those people aren't probably with us anymore today, but we still remember them, and we hold them, high there at the Broken Spoke, and they're very good people, and they would bring their family out, and we let all ages out there, and we let families out there, and I've had little kids come in when I open up, and now their grandkids come out there.
Okay. And one real quick last question. Where do you think the Spoke will be 50 years from now?
Well, I've been band-aiding the Broken Spoke together for about 50 years. I mean, I've had everything in the world kind of happen out there, but I just keep on trudging along. And the apartments, it was just one bump in the road out of 52 years, you know. But we've had a lot of, you know, ups and downs, but the business has always been there. And they always come, like last night I had over 500 people out there. And then Friday night we had over 400 out there. And they just keep on coming, and they love the music. And, you know, it's just, we just keep it going, you know.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Y'all have